Today, I'm going to be doing the podcast on the history of esports in the United States. And my name is Chris. I'm joined with my friends Wyatt. Say hi, Wyatt.
Hello.
Carson.
Yellow.
Dushan.
Hello.
And, these are fellow gamers, fellow friends who know stuff about the gaming, atmosphere, whatever you say. And, we're going to start talking about this.
Wyatt, what's your first experience with esports?
Esports. I haven't had much experience with esports until I played League during COVID. In general, like competitive games were kind of underground, and when everyone got so much time during COVID, I think,
just blew up.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah.
because you couldn't leave the house to go actually
Mhm.
watch normal.
I feel like a lot of things on the
baseball,
internet.
football.
Yeah.
A lot of things on the
I
internet
feel like a
kind
lot
of
of people
blew
have
up. And
similar. Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of people have similar experiences, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Actually,
assume you have
not
the
not
same
for me. Not for
No?
me. No. League esports was really big before COVID. Actually, COVID killed it in
Oh,
North
did it?
America. Yeah. Like
Uh,
a lot of my teachers growing up, or like the older people like I just looked up to, actually all like attended esports like events and talked about it all the time. Like
Right.
like the LCS, like C9 and all that. They
Oh.
used that used to be their sporting events, and then it just fell off as they grew older, and the like North America itself fell off too.
For context, I should say that esports in general were not very popular. They started off with apparently a game called Space War, which basically no one knows about nowadays, but most people know the start of esports as like Donkey Kong tournaments, which kind of have a lot of, I don't know, like history with. There's just a lot of stuff in the media referencing it, like the Pixels movie we mentioned.
Yes, Pixels.
And also, I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding the main like guy who claims to be like the best gamer of all time, who's like plays the Donkey Kong tournaments, but he like turns out to be cheated in them and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I remember the cheating scene from Pixels being real. Like they based it off a real guy.
so they make fun of him in the
Yeah.
movie. That seems like
Yeah, I think so. The guy that Peter Dinklage
I would
played.
also say like Tetris was probably one of the first ones. Just that comes
Yeah.
to mind.
I think that's
Yeah.
what made it like popular-ish. Like even though like how little like popularity it did have.
Well, according to the source, The Surprising History of Video Games and Esports by Peter Polygalov, it says that his esports really started getting popular around 2010 with games like League of Legends, Dota 2, and Overwatch, which I think
I can see that.
a lot of people, when they think of esports, they think of those kind of games, which is what we kind
I
of.
mean,
Or
I
experience.
played Overwatch esports for college for my first semester, so that
Oh.
sounds about right.
And how well did you do in
If
that?
it's- Not well. Let's just say that. we. I'm pretty sure I just played basically their bench player the entire time, and then I would get
Oh,
thrown
damn.
in if the main team couldn't make it to the
Yeah.
game that day,
Mm-hmm.
and then every single time I played, I think we lost. So
Damn.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
unfortunate.
not too bad.
Yeah, what is called in the college we have a lot in USC like esports is kind of huge. Like a lot of people in my classes actually are in the esports area,
Oh, whoa.
and they like do it as a club on the side, and it actually leads to a lot of job opportunities because esports is growing as a job like in the job market, and it's as it's grown, it's established as like a good career path, like going to tech for esports, going to the background for esports, not just like playing as a player.
Because you have all the people who also have to run all the background stuff. It's probably similar enough to the people who have to do all the lights and stuff for
Mhm.
plays for like theater and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you're running any other like massive sporting event. You need to be able to
Exactly,
support
yeah.
all the infrastructure to like
you
run
need
all
people
that.
to run it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Like my friend in my Korean class actually, she went to she was part of the USC like esports. She went to Taiwan to represent the Taiwanese teams
Oh,
at Worlds.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sick. Like she did the media representations and stuff.
So there's a lot of different like aspects that go into esports. It's not just
Yeah, exactly.
like all the
Yeah,
planning of the event, which
it's actually like developing into like real sports like broadcasts. and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Mhm. And I've seen, according to the same article, it says that in 2019 it hit like a huge milestone of like $1 billion of total revenue, which I think is kind of what we were talking about before with how COVID it kind of got a lot more popular.
Yeah.
A lot more people
I-
just spend more time on the internet.
Yeah, I actually know a little bit about this. It's because you know like VCs and VC funding, like for like tech
But like
companies and
voice
all that.
chats,
Yes, yes. Oh no, not voice chats.
VC, like what do you mean?
Like VC like big fund like private equity firms, big finance like firms. They saw esports as a way to like uh build funds or like as investment opportunities. Just like how
Basically promote their brand.
yeah, it's exactly how like AI was like a big thing. Like as soon as like if you're a like new company, you put AI in your name, you got a shit ton of funding from everyone. That's basically how esports was back in like 2017 because it was still developing.
Oh,
It wasn't on the same level, but that's
yeah.
why it reached the 2019's level of like $1 billion.
Like
So,
a bunch
like-
of companies are willing to like wage that like this is gonna blow up. This is gonna be the next big
Yeah,
sporting
exactly.
thing,
Hmm
and they all put their money into it.
Yeah,
I see.
I feel like it just hasn't really gone to that level. It's not as big as others
No.
because
Well, it's just a North America thing, I think.
you think just North
because-
America hasn't.
Because in Korea, pro players have a more like pull than the president. Like
Yeah,
get at.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Just hearing
Yeah.
anything about League in
Yeah.
Korea.
In Europe also it's a decent opportunity.
Yeah.
It's just outside of America because the scene was the biggest in the 2010s.
Yeah.
And it fell off.
And according to the esports charts, it says that like games like League of Legends with has the peak viewership of about 7 million,
Mhm.
which is a very high number and that's quite popular. But
Mhm.
if we compare it to something like the Super Bowl, how
Really?
It's a bit more if I
Should
if
be
I
like
had to
80
guess.
million, somewhere near there.
A
Yeah.
little more than that actually, I think. Hold on.
137 million.
Yeah.
Holy, I was wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking like
Yeah.
it's a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it seems like I feel like these businesses have kind of like invested into it, but like maybe it might have been too early because I have a feeling that esports will probably become a more popular thing just because we've seen the kind of societal shift in how video games are viewed. Like even in like past movies or like even if you played video games growing up, you know that like it feels kind of cringe to be like, "Oh, what do you
Yeah,
do for fun?"
you
"Oh, I play
were-
video games."
Yeah, you were basically the nerd.
Yeah.
To
Right.
put it lightly, it was the stereotype if you said I played video games.
But now it
Uh-huh.
feels like anyone around our age just
I think it
plays
was, like,
video games.
It felt more like around the like middle school for us that it seemed.
Honestly,
that it
around
seemed
COVID
like
times.
yeah, well,
Damn.
middle school. That would be that would be our middle school time.
Mhm.
Is that when everything kind of like started growing with it becoming more of a norm than anything else.
Mhm.
Right.
And I
think
feel
it was
like-
mainly with Fortnite, if I had to guess, because
Mhm.
I think everyone I knew probably played it around then.
And I feel like there's a lot of like the younger people does make up a lot of the media on the internet, so a lot of
Mhm.
it really seems like there'd be a lot of viewership of these kind of things like video games. But if we're thinking about just like people who watch TV in general, there's still like, the older generation like Gen X, like the boomers and everything who still
Right.
just watch sports. They don't really care about video games.
Mhm.
So I feel like as our generation gets older and like we have the younger generations as well, then like everyone's gonna be watching video games. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's not like
Yeah.
we're gonna be uninterested in video games when we get old.
Mm-mm.
So So I feel like it's gonna become a much bigger thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna carry like we're gonna establish that as like a culture thing. Continue it on. But also esports is very rapidly changing. Like it itself, games go out of fashion really quickly.
Yeah.
And like they pro players work like athletes. So like
Mhm.
they burn out very young. Like you can't do it as a 30-year-old unless you're like really cracked. Like
Yeah.
the LeBron James of esports faker.
Yeah.
But
That's
what
the
was it
only one
called?
that comes to mind.
But basically, eventually, you're just gonna run out of people that want to play the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
I
is
think
true.
that's kind of like a systematic issue with like of how like esports works, right?
yeah,
Because you're trying to split your attention between these specific games, you have to find an audience of player base for that game. And kind of
right.
it's too kind of split up. Instead of
Mhm.
like football, which is kind of everyone
Can't do
understands
it.
it and
It doesn't change.
yeah.
Well, it doesn't change as rapidly as
Yeah.
most video games.
But the
And, like,
game itself doesn't change. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like everyone
Uh,
can like appreciate it and like as a culture, as a state, as a countrywide culture,
Hmm. Yeah,
everyone like tunes in to see the Super Bowl because that's the thing you do.
yeah,
But I don't
exactly.
think it'll ever get to a point where any single video game is gonna have that kind of draw.
Yeah.
with sports though, they do change. Like recently with baseball, they added a pitch clock where you can't
Right,
just sit
right.
on the mound for as long as you wanted to.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have 30 seconds to go pitch the ball.
Kind of just the nature of baseball.
Yeah,
Well, but the thing is that you now can't just sit there and wait for the batter to be bored out of their mind and then throw the
Yeah.
pitch because
But
they're not gonna
also-
be ready for it.
but that's also like one change that changes. That doesn't change the type of game. It
Yeah.
changes it
It's
doesn't
just, like,
change it
change
in a
the
different type
rules.
of game. Yeah,
Well,
like
but the thing is,
esports-
it changes how that position is played, though, because as a pitcher who played baseball,
Mhm.
you usually try to play kind of mental games with the batter. You're
yeah,
trying to switch them up, which is why you have your different pitches: your fastball, your changeup, your curveball,
yeah,
and you're hoping that your kit can fake out the player. And
Mhm.
one way that you can do that was by waiting so long that the batter
Yeah.
kind of can't stay tense the entire time and has to
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like that's like one like change that an esport goes through like in like a month.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
takes
yeah.
a long time.
It takes
Yeah, like,
forever.
It took
Yeah,
like
yeah.
20 years for baseball to ever like make a decision like that, and I feel
Right,
like
right.
the video games, it's just the nature of them is the fact that because they're like developed on a computer, it's like
Mhm.
we get new technologies that can make more advanced video games, so people will always be finding new things to play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
It's
like,
hard- like-
it's hard to be like a professional in that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Games show up and
that-
die in like
yeah.
10-year cycles. It's
Yeah.
even like for the longest of them, right?
it's kind of incredible how long League of Legends has lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just
I
it's
think
only
that's why
because
it's
it's
been
been
able to
It's
changed.
a good like esport.
Yeah.
That's why it's so popular as an
that's why
esport.
it's been able to succeed as an esport because it's
Mhm.
been around long enough for
Yeah.
like a big audience to actually like fully develop.
Hmm.
That's
It's also
Yeah,
like a
so-
region thing though, because like Dota,
Yeah.
no one plays League in like Russia or Eastern Europe. It's all like Dota.
really
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't. What's it called? As a league, but they still like. I don't know. It's still like rapid changes, and professionals will have a hard time.
sometimes I've had like the thought, like as I grow up, I know that games like show up and die a lot, and I wonder like
Yeah.
as I get older, is the new generation gonna know about like League of Legends, right? Like as I
Right.
because I plan on like becoming a teacher and everything, and I wonder like if I say those words, is it gonna mean anything to them?
Yeah.
Well,
And I
wasn't League made around when we were born, right?
Yeah.
League was made in 2009, and it's still popular today.
Yeah. But
Um,
it is a thing that League's audience base is getting older, right?
Yeah,
They're not drawing in nearly as many like new players as opposed to something like Fortnite or something like I don't know, what's the new
Roblox.
hip
Well,
Roblox.
but there's
Yeah.
not esports on Roblox.
It could be though. We don't know
I
what
bet there
direction
is.
it could go.
I mean, okay,
Yeah.
well, I've seen tournaments held in certain games, but I don't know. I guess you could count that as esports.
But I feel like that's another thing. I'm glad that you brought that up though, because I feel like video games, although a lot of people do see it competitively, they're still widespread more just seen as like a for fun thing. Well, I feel like most people playing sports like as adults aren't really doing it for fun. They're kind of just like
Right.
they know they want to become.
Yeah.
I mean, I like my uncle. He plays soccer just for pretty much love of the game. He's just
Mhm.
like, I need to go do something outside of the house, so
Yeah,
might
but
as well go play soccer.
that's different than being a professional in it, though. Like,
Yeah, but like there are some people who just go like, I'm gonna go enter in a little mini tournament that's in my local area and
Mhm.
just
But-
see if I can go beat some, I don't know, 10-year-old that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
playing
but,
the
like,
game.
no one's like a professional at a game for fun though. Like,
Yeah.
like a sport and stuff. But Loki, I think the way things are developing with esports, people have been on a professional level, but they just don't like apply themselves like that.
Yeah, because I guess the general like colleges and stuff try to like train people up and be like, oh, you are going to be on our team and you're going to be really popular and stuff. But I feel
Mhm.
like esports just doesn't have that same leverage. They can't
Yeah,
really
they
like boost people up unless you join. Like,
Yeah, there's also
There's-
good question.
Okay. I think there's also a difference between being competitive and being like trying to do something professional. Because you
Mhm.
can still
Yeah.
play competitively
Definitely.
and then not be on like a professional
Yeah,
team.
Of
For,
course.
like for like Inter Colgate and
Mhm.
whatever. I don't know what would the other teams be? Just professional teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. There's a difference between I'm playing to show that I am better than the average player, and then showing that I am the best on a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like there's a difference there.
Mhm.
Because like there's competitive where like I'm playing like with my uncle, he's
Mhm.
playing to be competitive. He's still playing the game, but it's not
Yeah.
on the same.
He's not
idea.
professional.
He's not being messy over here and
Yeah.
being paid millions. Like
Mhm.
there's lines and
Yeah.
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 I think
That's just the nature of sports, I guess. Because, like esports themselves, they have so each game has their own like ranked ladder and their own way to prove their competitiveness.
Yeah.
But professionaling, like being a professional at it, it separates itself from that. And that's why not a lot of people like go into professional sports, other than like the best of the best, right?
I feel like it's kind of hard to because a lot of like financial success and something like that.
I
Yeah.
think what is one of the bigger payouts for a tournament like professional tournaments? Because I know it's not high,
Yeah,
and I know
but
it's
it's-
not
for
reasonable
esports, or-
The thing
yeah,
is-
for esports.
With
The-
esports, it's like barely ever breaks 1 million, right? Even
the
like
payout,
yeah.
the payout isn't like what they're known for. They do regular sports contract, like they get signed by teams and all that.
Mm,
But the payout from tournaments isn't what makes it like their teams pay. It's like the fund rate, like the backers, investors, and
Mhm.
also ads. Ads are
Yeah.
huge because
That-
they also partners with like streaming services and stuff.
That kind of reminds me of how like NASCAR and F1 work, where you just
Yeah,
have
exactly.
a bunch of stickers showing like, "Hey, look who helped build this car."
Yeah, exactly. It works exactly like that.
or I literally like saw like a hockey game on the TV the other day, and you just see like carved into the ice is totally. You could see it.
Right.
You
It's
have like
Right.
at Angel Stadium, I think Bandai Namco is just one of the ads there. I'm like, oh, what does
Mhm.
Bandai Namco have to do with baseball? Like,
Right.
just
Mhm.
advertisement.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I think when talking about, we've already talked about the future of esports and like how we think if it's going to grow or not. But clearly,
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia thinks it will because they have
Yeah.
put a lot of investments into that. Because see from a source by Nesta McGregor, why Saudi led consortium bought Electronic Arts, also known as EA, for 55 billion. I don't know if that's dollars, but it's a whole lot of money. Yes,
Yeah.
$55 billion. So it seems like Saudi Arabia, on top of buying EA, which is a popular like video gaming company, that also does tournaments, they have purchased other like companies that do esports tournaments because they see a
Yeah.
future in it and they want to like monopolize it.
hmm You also like I feel like you have to separate Saudi Arabia from the people who actually buy it, like buy these companies or are interested in it. Because I think just like the rich millionaires, billionaires, they want like a fun way or like some way to like invest their money in like something that will lose money or just like something that they will interest themselves in. Just like how like billionaires buy sports teams, they also buy esports teams.
Mhm.
And that's sort of what they're doing, but instead of buying the teams, they're buying the tournaments themselves.
Yeah.
Like League is making an esports Nations Cup where they're bringing instead usually it's like by team, but now they're doing by nation, and that's Saudi funded. And a lot of people, more people in esports are cognizant of the fact that Saudi is blood money and they're unethical like funds, but they also are willing to like because there's not other backings in your esports. There's not
Yeah.
like Saudi money is like the new like way to like is the way forward to continue developing their esport.
Yeah,
So they don't really have much other options.
So what I'm hearing is there's actually going to be an actual World Cup, unlike anything with baseball, where we have one team outside of
exactly,
the U.S.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's
when you
Yeah.
mentioned the thing about blood money, it reminded me. They like again, I think it was like the official like government of a Saudi Arabia, or maybe it was like a business inside it, but they
Mhm.
like sponsored a bunch of creators to come to Saudi Arabia and say like, "Wow, it's so great here," and like,
Mhm.
all of my rights, I have them. Yep.
Mhm.
When like in reality,
Totally.
if they like set against.
hmm Uh, why I said blood money is so I'm a little bit more connected with this because a lot of South Indians from my city are actually like they get paid very little just to like they just to find an opportunity. They need some like opportunity to work, right? So they go to Saudi Arabia with a promise of like, oh, we'll pay you to do some work, and then they get there and then they're just like locked up there and forced to work, and basically like just continue working, and that's what most of their wealth is based off of. They're exploiting their labor.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by blood money, and it is bad,
Don't say
but
but here.
it's hard to
Oh,
like.
it's-
It is bad. Okay, all right.
yeah. I'm like, it's bad,
But-
but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an effective way of making money. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're still putting it into the like other like organizations. Like it's just that's they're putting it out back out into the world. That's
British
what I'm saying.
East India Company.
Yeah, based on yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Loki is like
Yeah.
a lot of times, a lot of like, if it's for the economy, it could be very terrible things they're doing, but you can't deny the facts of like, well, it is helping the economy.
Exactly.
The largest butt to a statement I've ever heard.
I mean,
Yeah.
we do know that it's stuff like this where it's like war is technically good for the economy because it makes jobs and it,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's sort of like yeah.
I guess like
It-
it's another I guess type statement.
Yeah.
Like
Eventually it'll get to the point where like esports will be like more like Saudi funded than not. And you'll be like, wait, is it right to continue supporting this? Is it right to continue with this? That's like the problem with
Yeah.
people. Because they just want to put more like if it becomes successful for them or they find like fun in it, they're gonna continue their exploitative tactics or like getting money and stuff. And eventually running off of it, they're gonna be not mutually exclusive anymore. So that's what people have problems
Yeah.
with. So,
I mean,
but that's just a Saudi problem in general. So.
my argument for it being effective is not me trying to support it or anything. I'm just saying that's probably why they're doing it. It's just that
No.
no,
I do
get
believe you
your
should
point.
not support that kind of thing because
Right.
I like human rights. They're pretty cool. If I'm not
Human
mistaken.
rights tend to be. I
I'm not-
appreciate them.
I'm not too sure.
I mean, to be fair, the United States is not doing the greatest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, fair point. I just like, yeah, like
It's kind of hard to play hero, and
Yeah.
it feels like almost
Yeah.
every government in the world is kind of.
Yeah. So, but like a big contention right now in esports is like trying to find a new way to fund it or gain new
Yeah.
interest. And actually today, they started using popular Twitch streamers outside of League to they just hosted a massive tournament by Jinxie.
Oh,
Do you guys know Jinxie?
oh
Mhm.
yeah,
I
I've heard
do.
about that.
Yes,
Did you play
yes.
Clash
And
Royale?
yeah, so he's going around like reviving a bunch of games. But so Riot, they stepped in and they're like, "All right, if you watch this stream, we'll give you a free legendary Master Yi skin." And so in that
So
way,
I'm pulling
no,
it up right now.
no, in
Wait.
that way, they influenced like incentivized more casual players to tap into the
Yeah.
competitive. And
Yeah.
so the stream today was the most viewed league event this entire year.
What?
Yeah,
What
it's
was the?
crazy.
How many
Do
viewers?
you
It
know
was
the
the
peak concurrent?
the peak was 400,000 live viewers.
Oh my,
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
more people like tapping into the casual side or in more companies that make these esports
Yeah.
should be the ones responsible to grow them.
I was gonna watch that tournament today, but
Yeah.
I had a final, so I could have.
I kept it running in the background.
I mean, that's what's
Yeah.
kind of funny though. Is like, has there ever been like a real sport like freaking baseball that asks you like, hey, we'll give you a free thing if you watch it on the TV? Like,
No, but
Yeah.
the reason it got so popular is it was the cheapest way of entertainment.
mhm.
Stuff
Yeah.
was so like cheap back then. But now that it's a commodity, esports is the most like accessible version of sports now.
Yeah,
like, to
it's
watch.
not. Yeah, not like I was about to say Angel Stadium, like as an
Mhm.
example, but it's like $5 to get like any seat in there because they are notoriously known for losing. So that's not a good example. I would say Dodgers. Dodgers is probably a better one.
Okay,
but
yeah, that I've been trying to get Dodger seats for so fucking long. Like cheap Dodger seats, but like
yeah,
still not, it's not
it's just
working.
not possible.
No,
It's just
no.
not a thing that you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what's nice about esports is that
Yeah.
I open up my laptop or I open up my phone. Hey, look, I can just look at it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
nothing stopping
Well,
me
Yeah,
other than
this
that.
is like sort of going off topic, but like I had this one night where I had like I watched like the two best matches I've ever seen, but like there were two different sports. One was baseball and one was League esports. Like Dodgers like World Series Game 3. I started at 5 p.m. We watched it me and my friend watched it in a bar. And what is it called? It went until 1:30 a.m.
Damn.
And then what is it called? I went back home and was like, oh shoot, let me see if there's League of Legends game on. And I saw it, and there was a game going on in Korea. And it was the two best teams at the time. It was a best of 5. And that was the longest best of 5 ever. And Dodgers Game 3 World Series was the longest World Series game ever. So I was just like just
Binging.
watching sports like, and it was actually so fun.
How long was that game? May I ask?
5 hours.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Lucky it was a Saturday,
just
but...
just a little fun fact for whoever doesn't know.
Yeah.
Average league game is 30 minutes.
oh
Yes.
Well,
yes.
We're
Uh,
talking
best
about-
of 5, right?
Yeah, it was the best of 5,
Yeah,
and each
yeah.
game dragged on very long because the higher up you go in League Esports specifically,
Yeah.
the more it's harder to make a move and
Yeah.
secure a win. So eventually it starts dragging on, and that's why League Esports takes longer than normal casual games.
well, we have been talking for about 30 minutes now,
Yeah.
and I think we have a lot of good stuff that we've said here. I guess as a
Yes.
final note, I just want to ask all of you guys, where do you think esports will be like 20, 30, 50 years from now? What do you guys think is going
I think the funding issue is kind of central to the whole problem, right? And as
Mhm.
much as I want to believe in the ability for like the casual audience and for people caring about the game to be like, oh yeah, these games are something I'm gonna put money to support. I don't think it'll ever get to that point. I can see a lot of stagnation within esports.
Right.
right? I can see it like going to like a peak, and then it kind of sits at a point where this is the maximum amount of money advertisers are willing to put in, and we can't grow the viewership anymore because anyone who would have wanted to ever watch it has already kind of gone to that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
On that note, there's like a lot of the money that like live sports make is from selling the tickets.
Yeah,
But
it's all pay-per-view and like seating, right?
yeah, and like in esports, like you can go in person. I feel like it's less incentivized to do that because you're going to be looking at another screen anyway, and it's
Yeah.
just like for the vibes to go in person. Plus, like most people who are interested in something like sports, I feel like would just prefer to be at their home.
And you couldn't ever do like pay-per-view viewing because people are already so accustomed to like, I don't want to pay for
Not
my
paying for
watch
this.
the game, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like on the merch side, I actually
Yeah.
seen a lot of League of Legends esports. Well, mostly because I'm in LA, so like this is where like a lot of the esports teams are based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get like a lot of people get free merch here. So that could be part of the reason. But I do see a lot of esports merch around.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, like specifically FlyQuest, because they recognize that since it's esports, they can go however hard they want with the designs of the jerseys,
Yeah.
and so they have really good looking jerseys. That's why I see a lot of them around. That could be another like way to like incentivize like
Yeah.
So how
We're always
about
trying to solve the monetary issue.
yeah.
mhm. Carson? So you guys have any about what you think it'll be like?
I would like to see it to grow. But the thing is that how you have all the different things that go into making a game that people actually want to enjoy. You have art style, you have gameplay, because not everyone likes playing MOBAs and not everyone likes playing first person shooters. So you have to figure out a game that is, if we want like a universal esports game, how do you make it available for everybody? Because with um with sports, you obviously can just go to the next sport over, but that's what's happening with esports, and that's why it kind of becomes this kind of big shotgun spread of different games that exist.
Yeah.
It's why it's only like 7 million are watching this one, 8 million are watching this one.
Yeah.
It's not kind of all congregated, but also there's no like seasons. You
Mhm.
have league going on as the same time as, let's say, like a Rocket League tournament.
Right.
They're not separated by seasons like where you have football and then it goes into baseball
Yeah.
and then it goes into basketball. It's not like
Mhm.
they're competing for screen time. They are
Yeah.
specifically spread out between the year
Right.
to let you watch it, that sport only after your work's done.
So
And,
you
and also some tournaments are done middle of the day when people are mainly at work. It's
Yeah.
just you can't get people to watch.
so do you think it's not going to be?
I think there would have to be a lot of restructuring to mix it around with other popular esports video games, so they're not competing against each other and in turn negatively impacting their own viewership.
Yeah.
So
All right. I actually think it's. I see its success ranging on how people like not like players or anything, but how scientists develop a way to determine mental ability. Because League of Legends, so you know how sports right now is determined by talent, physical talent, reactivity, and all that.
Yeah.
We're not exactly sure how to quantify like esports talent, right? It's just like they're good or not, but we don't know their physical like mental like brain
Mhm.
like goodness. But like especially with like attention spans and stuff, and like the rise of like basically everyone has ADHD now. But eventually, like we're gonna start looking more into like mental like to like eventually like stop all of this like save like our population from all the side effects of whatever we're doing. We're gonna be doing more research into the side effects of like mental like screens on our mental health and just like
Mhm.
in general. And eventually if we develop a way to like recognize mental awareness for like games and stuff like that, there'll be a way to separate casual from competitive like playing, and I think from there, competitive like esports can like rise, like professional esports.
That's an
So if they're able to like do that, then I think it'll blow up. It'll be the next new sports if they're able to separate it properly.
I personally think that just as our generation gets older and we pass on our video games to our younger kids, we're just gonna a larger percentage of the population is just well accustomed to video games. That might get popular.
Yeah, good optimist opinion.
Yes, like
Little bit of
I
optimism.
would like to see it to grow, and
Yes.
and
I think we all brought up
We
good
just-
arguments for and against it, but
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, well, this was fun, guys.
Yeah.
No,
That was
what
this.
the hell?
Yeah, it was great.
I think we had a nice, productive conversation talking about a lot of interesting stuff.
yeah.
We got sidetracked at a few points, but I think that's interesting. But yeah. Well, thank you, my teacher, for listening. And
yeah,
I don't know
Thanks
if
for hearing us. Yeah.
anyone else is gonna listen to this, but well, I'll catch you all next time. All right, bye bye.
Right.